Great. Looks like we are live. Yeah. So far, so good. Hello, Monique. Awesome to have you here. Very happy to see you. We have 4 minutes until our race starts. I'll try to keep an eye on the chat. At the moment, I'm not qualifying on soft tires. I'm on mediums at the moment because I want to start on the mediums for the race. But we'll see where we go in the race. If we qualify somewhere below 10th, I would say that we need to do a qualifying lap on the softs, because otherwise we're just going to be too far back to really go for top 5. And I at least want to get top 5. If we can get the win, that'll be great. We definitely can get the win, probably later in the evening once we've got a little bit more practice down on the track. Hello, Temi Stick Topaz. Sorry, I hope I'm reading that right. This is my first time on a stream and I realized that I need to make the screen just a little bit bigger. So bear with me. But good to see you. Thank you for joining. Let's see, can I make the screen just a tad bigger? That's not working. Hello, Aska. Nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. Right. Well, apparently I can pop the chat out and see a little bit more. There we go. That's pretty good so far. Nice. There we go. We're good to go. 2 minutes left before the next race. I'm very curious to see where we qualify. I've done one race in total before this one that we're going to do now. I did that race last night, and just to kind of get familiar with the track, we qualified second, and it's not really a groundbreaking lap that I set. So let's see where we come tonight. If we're qualifying far behind, then we'll put the racing softs on, the most sticky tires that you can get, and we will try our best to qualify a little bit quicker. But so far, last time I checked, our fastest lap time there on the right side of the screen, 1:26.047, was exactly a second off the fastest lap time. So, and generally on these races, I'm about within a second of the fastest lap time. Yeah, I don't know the percentage exactly, what the percentage difference is, but it's normally somewhere between or lower than 2 to 1% off the pace of the fastest qualifier. Hello, Andre. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Hansi. This is not an in real life track, unfortunately. It's a very cool track. Gran Turismo likes to do this track quite a lot. Apparently, it's because they like a baseline. Whenever they bring updates, they want to bring a consistent track along so that they can compare apples with apples, or whatever it might be. It's really because one car might become faster, another car might become slower. So what they're trying to do is really just compare those or see what the updates have done. But this is Deep Forest Raceway, a Gran Turismo 7 fictional track, and it's really fun. It makes for good racing. But because this track comes on so often, the guys are very quick over here. Hello, Angelique. Welcome from South Africa. Good to see all of you guys there. We've got a whopping 10 viewers on the stream. Okay, let's see where we qualified. Yeah, so we're going to have to put definitely a faster qualifying lap down. We are with a lot of A+ drivers. So if you don't know what A+ is, if you're new to all of this, I don't know what it is either. JK, just kidding. A+ means that you have pretty much the highest rating, besides for S. S means you competed in a championship. I definitely haven't competed in any Gran Turismo championships. I have been A+ before, but then I lose it. Yeah, Mark is completely right. Fictional track, but it's a goodie. All right, well, 14th place. I reckon we can still get top 10. I definitely have more pace in the bag. I think some of the guys might be making mistakes. It's easy-ish to get a penalty on this race. But what I do know is, first of all, let's move the brake bias all the way to the back. Save our front tires a little bit. And then also, what else? Yeah, we can get top 10, I think. Yeah, if someone starts on the racing softs as opposed to the mediums, which I'm on, good luck to them. Oh, another thing. Starting in 14th place, sometimes you find the dirty drivers back here. So hopefully we'll be all right. Ooh, I see Kino in 15th is starting on the racing softs. So we'll have to watch out for them. Oh no, hit the limiter. Need to focus. Okay, don't miss our braking marker. The race is not won in the first corner, but it's definitely lost in the first corner. Someone on my outside, give him some space. The corner's ours. Please back out. Thank you. Otherwise, I didn't want to go side by side into this corner. Okay, now we can focus ahead at least. Trail brake into this corner as much as we can. So the Viper's not the most grippy car out of this group. So that's why you'll see the R8s and the Porsche 911s kind of open up a gap on me in these sections. But it's fast on the straights. Getting a bump draft, hopefully. Oh, but Kino is also on the racing softs. So I should kind of maybe let him pass, because then I can get a draft from him and keep up to the pack. So I'm not going to go defensive. Otherwise, I'm just going to be slowing myself down, trying to battle him. All right. Let me see what's going on with the chat, because at the moment, what's my go-to car? Well, right now it's the Viper. And that's because it's fast down the straights. If you want to do any overtaking, it's not going to happen in the cars that are quick in the corners. It's going to happen in the cars that are fast on the straights. Because the corners are too tight, really, to make any moves. There are obviously opportunities, but especially when you're racing with fast people, it's very rare. Oof. Nearly lost the rear there. Not really, but we need to be cautious. We are currently falling behind, just a little bit. And admittedly, that's because I'm quite focused on trying to keep up with the stream. But I'll get used to it in a few laps. And I'll keep up to the group. We've got the slipstream, so we're going to brake just a little bit earlier so as to not underbrake. Driver behind me, he's close, but seems like his car's not that fast on the straightaways. Look at this, we're getting a good drive. I'm definitely going to dive on the inside if they go to the outside. Okay, they're not. So let's assume the racing line. Oh, he goes deep. We will capitalize. He's on my outside. Give him some space. Oh, the racing softs, it's just too much grip. There's nothing we could do there. We had the optimal line, but still, he was faster. Oh, no. My brakes gave up. That's never happened to me before. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Let me turn my steering off and on again. How are you guys doing online? Top 5. Yeah, Dominique, we could have definitely gotten top 5. I reckon. Let's see. Do I pick up the controller? I do pick up the controller and also hit the wall at the same time. Hey, we'll figure this out. You know, this steering and pedals has let me down a time or two before, but never ever has my brakes failed. That's been a new one. That's a completely new one on me. Oof. We just barely missed a penalty there, I think. Okay, let's turn the steering on again one more time. Isn't it funny how you have technical difficulties that you've never encountered before when it really matters most? I see loads of questions. I apologize if I'm not getting to any of your questions. Let me first try and turn my steering wheel on again while I'm racing here with the controller. And then once we've done that, then I'll try keep an eye on the chat. I mean, at the moment, we're somewhat keeping up on the controller. If you're curious at all, I don't think a controller is slower than a steering wheel, but it's definitely harder to be consistent on a controller. And it's an adjustment. You need to know how much trail braking you're doing into a corner. And yeah, you have like a centimeter to fine-tune your steering. That's why it's easier to be consistent on a steering wheel compared to a controller. 18 things simultaneously. I think that's what they call driving. I think drivers are multitaskers. Or racers, rather, are multitaskers. Hey, there we go. Okay, my steering is on. So I'm going to press the pause button. And then I'm going to reconnect on my steering wheel. Controller on the floor. But now we're going to see if we can catch up to the driver in 15th. Okay, gap is 3 seconds. Wow. This is not going to be an easy task. But we'll do it. Head in the game. We've got 5 laps left until we pit on the mediums. And then we're going to do another 6 laps on the racing softs. There we go. Yes. It is a moment worth celebrating. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the support. I'm loving seeing all of the messages in the chat. No, the demo gods were not kind today, indeed. I did not make any sacrifices, unfortunately. How do I decide when to pit? Well, basically the race decides for you. If you're not first, you watch what the other people are doing. There's obviously an opportunity to undercut someone, meaning if I pit on lap 9 and I've got 1 lap ahead of the driver ahead of me on fresher tires, then I'm doing a lap that's quicker than them, and sometimes that's good overtake strategy. But in general, Gran Turismo races are pretty predictable. Everyone generally pits on the same lap. There's not too much strategy involved with these races. Sometimes it happens, but mostly the mediums last 10 laps. And I know this because I've done one race and I was in second, and so I just copied what the leader did. And you can also see on the bottom left of the screen, it shows how much tire wear I have. Catch the slide. Hey, so we've gained about 1.5 seconds on the driver ahead, just by the way. So we're definitely catching up. Is that going to be a penalty? I really hope not. Seems like we're in the clear. Thanks, Mark. We are just doing our best out here. Nice. Let's see if he goes into the pits, because that means he was on the racing softs. No, he's also on the mediums. Okay. Somehow, we're in the position that we started in. I think some people have left the race. A lap time now, 1:27.7. It's decent-ish. Went a bit deep there, but it's okay. We can square the corner off. How long have I been sim racing for? I just took a glance at that. I don't know if that's the exact question. Let me look again on a straight. Oh, he's letting me by. Okay. I guess he's assumed that there's no race. Thank you very much. Put my hazards on. I don't mind giving him a tow all the way to catch up to the rest of the guys. 9.6 seconds. Don't discount the fact that we could catch up to them. Really. There are about 10 laps left. It's entirely a possibility that we can catch up to them, especially if we don't make mistakes. How long have I been sim racing for? Yes, that was the question. It's actually a good question. I've never answered that. I think I got my first steering and pedals in 2022, 2021. So I've had a steering and pedals for about, let's say 4 years, 5 years. But I've been racing for pretty much as long as I can remember. Always on a controller, always been competitive with my friends growing up. And that kind of conditioning is the result of you watching my stream, because I really like racing. Maybe consider an undercut, perhaps. I mean, these guys just did 7 laps on the softs, and that was with a full load of fuel. So it's possible that the undercut might help me, but let's see. At the moment, the gap is up to 11 seconds, so they've actually opened up a gap on me. I'm not catching up, so pitting earlier isn't going to help me. What is an undercut? Yeah, I guess it is easier to defend if I gain track position. Oh, the guys on the mediums are pitting already. Interesting. Feels like the wrong move. I don't think the racing softs last that hard. But hey, let's try it. I'll pit 1 lap earlier. So I'll pit at the end of this lap. And let's see if we gain from it at all. On for a personal best so far. I mean, if we're doing that, then we've definitely still got enough tire life left. Do I change my setup? No. I mean, depends what you mean by setup, but pretty much all I change is my brake bias. And that really depends track to track. Otherwise, Gran Turismo doesn't really let you change your setup. If they did, I definitely would, because I like a car with some good rotation. So I like to tune my car to get rotation into the corners. So I definitely would do that if I could, but Gran Turismo very, very rarely lets you tune the setup of your car. All right, we're going into the pits now, and we are going to choose the racing softs, and we're not going to refuel. Can I go long instead of pitting? Yeah, I probably could. I mean, I don't know if you saw, but my tires were pretty tired. Actually, halfway through the racing mediums. Not too bad. Thank you for all the support, guys. All right. We're back at it. Now we're on the racing softs. Let's see, we are currently 4 seconds behind Dino. So we could still gain. We could still go up to, I think, even 11th place. That all considering we lost our brake pedal. Had to race on the controller for a while and then turn off and on the steering multiple times. Gonna get my head in the game here because I'm very eager to try and catch up to them. And they're on the mediums. So I am on the stickier tire. Interestingly though, I'm curious to see what the pace is going to be at the end of the race. Maybe they'll be quicker because my softs will just have too much degradation. But I won't count my chickens just yet. Does GT7 show tire deg? Yes, it does. On the bottom left of the screen, next to my fuel gauge. You can see I'm currently 90% tire. Super sticker if I make it 11th. Thank you very much, Andre. You don't have to give me any stickers, but I'll make 11th for you anyway. Let's hope I can keep up to that promise. As you can tell, I'm definitely focused. I've gone quiet because I knew I could do a lot to catch up in that section. And the sooner I get ahead of this driver in 12th, the better. Because I think that the degradation of the softs versus the mediums is going to catch up to me. Look at that exit. Ha! Already quicker than them. Nice. 1/10 just on that exit. Ooh, and he hits the wall. Rookie move. That's not going to help them much. Are they even going to go to fence? Jeez. Very late move. Super risky. Don't crash into the back of me, please. Okay, we're on the soft, so he's not going to keep up. I mean, his car's got quite a lot of traction in those corners, it seems. There we go. Gapped. Yeah, definitely clean overtakes. We're not about that dirty overtake life. Bye, Dino. Thanks for joining. I thought Dino was a person online, but I'm realizing now it was the person behind me. Okay, well, Kino, the Dutch driver, 8 seconds ahead. It's a really big gap. With 4 laps left, I'm not sure we'll be able to catch up. But hey, if you're just joining, welcome. Thanks for coming to watch. Whew, I had to tap off there to miss the penalty. If I get a penalty, I was gonna say, if I get a penalty, I'm gonna be bleak. But I'm not really that upset. Nonetheless, let's try and open up a gap because otherwise we're gonna let Dino close back in and get the draft from us. And we don't want that. But what I was saying is, if you're joining, thank you for coming to watch the stream. This is not how the races normally go. My Fanatec brake pedals failed on me, unfortunately. So I had to turn my steering wheel off and on again. And you know, it typically happens to me during one of these endurance races. And I say endurance, this is Gran Turismo's version of endurance. Most of their races are somewhere between 12 and 15 minutes. Shouldn't exit in first there, should exit in second. Yeah, you're right, Dom. I do think I was catching up to them. Even with the penalty, I'm still 10-ish seconds behind Kino. But the worst thing you could do now is really make a mistake and lose a position. So consistency is the name of the game. Mistakes also include getting penalties. So let's try not get any of those. Softs still feel like they've got quite a bit of grip to me. Oh, some oversteer there. A little bit greedy on the throttle. Next race, you'll surely get some good racing. Definitely. Would have almost been worthwhile to leave this race and try put a few qualifying laps down so that we could get a little bit higher up the pack. But not to worry, I mean, we would have got there in the first place. We didn't fail because of mistakes of ourselves or of other drivers. It was purely because equipment failed. But the good news is that normally only happens to me once a day. So let's hope that those aren't any famous last words. Damage is sometimes a thing on GT7. Really depends from race to race. But yellow flags definitely are. You don't want to overtake on any yellow flags, because you will get a big penalty for that. I think it's like a 3-second penalty, 3 or 4-second penalty. And that really hurts. Gran Turismo normally puts the place where you need to serve the penalties on a straight, where it's really the most consequential. I think the only track on Gran Turismo where serving a penalty doesn't really matter that much is Red Bull Ring, because it's on such a short straight that you have to serve it. Went deep there, missed the apex. Racing softs are starting to get a little bit tired. My front rights, oof, they're like 30%. Oof. Chicken Plox. You've been struggling to get into B rank. %80 of the drivers, they suck. Yeah, it is frustrating, man. It is very frustrating. I also found that when you're going up through the ranks, the B classes, even the A classes very often are dirty. But one thing I learned is putting in as much practice as you can, meaning being consistent. If you do lap after lap within a 1/10 or 2/10 with each other, it means you're consistent enough to not make mistakes. And when you don't make mistakes around drivers who aren't very good, you have a really good chance of having a clean race. You know, I honestly found that a lot of the times it still wasn't my fault, but when I got better, I started having more clean races. So don't be discouraged. Work towards that A rank. It's worth it. Final lap. Whew, did you see that small little bit of rotation there? That was naughty. Ooh, look at how much tread is left on my racing softs on the front right. That is very little. One more lap and she would have been done. Anyway, gap stayed about 10 seconds to Kino, and he was on the racing mediums. So the softs didn't degrade that much. We went deep there because I wasn't really concentrating. Cool. Well, there's our first race. Thank you very much for joining and coming to watch. There's going to be more. And they're definitely going to be a little bit more exciting. I'll tell you that much. But just moving the screen a little bit closer so that I can see your chat. Don't have to bend my neck so hard. We'll figure all of these things out. But so far, thank you everyone for watching. Let's try to do our best to make sure that the next races have some good battling. Mount Panorama. We can definitely do Mount Panorama. I actually qualified quite high on Mount Panorama and I didn't put too much effort in. Jirwala, absolutely. Oh, geez. Thank you very much. I see, I think, top fans. I don't know what top fans means exactly. I don't know if that means you're a member or a subscriber or whatever, but Jirwala, Dominique, thank you everyone. I appreciate the support. Troshan, yeah, I'll happily be your coach. I like to teach people to be a little bit faster. It's all about the passion for racing. Anyway, that was all right. That was an okay race. It was a little bit of a starter. We're doing round 2. The question is, let's see. The time is 7:30. Let's be brave and go straight into Mount Panorama. Normally, I want a lap or two to familiarize myself, but we'll go there. We're choosing the GR70. So this is going to be my first race on Mount Panorama. And then let's see how it turns out. I think brake bias 3 is the bias that I'm going to go for. Currently, 2 minutes 14.975. That's about 8 or 6 tenths off the fastest lap time. I didn't do any races, but I did go around the track a time or two. But what you're going to notice immediately is that Group 4 feels so much slower than Group 3. So it's going to be a bit of an adjustment. As you can see there, I left like a meter on the exit of that corner. I left like a meter there, so I'm going to have to recalibrate on how soon I get on the throttle. But one lap and we should be close. We should be in a good place. Recalibrated. Yeah, feeling the limit of the understeer. Okay, get on the throttle sooner and definitely can turn in more there. Hug the inside. On the gas. Could have gone sooner there as well. This is a full throttle section, and this section is very important to hit full throttle, but it's also straightforward. So you need to aim for this right wall here, then aim for the curb, and then hit this curb over here and slightly tap off, and then get full throttle again without hitting the curb there. Boom. We did it. Okay, so we're slowly but surely calibrating. Hug the inside here as well. This exit here is so important because it's such a long straight. So we're going to go all the way to 6th gear down this straight. And if you don't get a good exit there, poof, you're going to feel it. It's a very narrow track. Very famous track if you don't know Mount Panorama. Really, really good track. I love it. This is not a fictional track. This is a real track. And if any of you are South African over here, like I am, then what you will also know is that recently in the GT3 class, DTM, I don't know exactly what it is, but South African set the qualifying record there. It was very cool, representing the South Africans. The Australian V8 racing is also quite amazing. Ella is rooting for me. It's funny that you can hear it. I have a barky dog. It's funny because she never barks really this much. For some reason, she's deciding to do it a lot today. Cool. We qualified 4th. So, got one A+ driver. Really what I'm worried about right now is just keeping a steady pace, because we did about half a lap there. And the last time I raced on this track was maybe 10 laps yesterday. But I'm going to do my best to give you guys some good racing. Calvin van der Linde is his name, indeed. Which track is my favorite? Nürburgring, definitely. That's why I've got a LED light of the Nürburgring behind me. Nürburgring is one of the craziest tracks ever. I was very fortunate to go around it last weekend and 2 weekends before that, and absolutely amazing track, an amazing experience. I would recommend it to anyone that gets the opportunity. Cool, adjust our brake bias, we're +3 to the rear. This time around we're not doing it for tire wear, we are doing it so that we can get some rotation in the corners. And then that's all that we have to do. So we're starting in 4th. It's going to be a rolling start, no start from the line, from the grid. We also don't want to run too far into the limiter with this car because it loses power. Guys are hot out of the block so far already. Gap is currently 0.5 seconds, which is pretty decent. .58 now, so obviously he's got a very strong slipstream ahead of him, and I wasn't really tucked in the slipstream too much there. But we're down to 0.48 now, so we're a little bit closer. Driver goes off. He's going to have slippery tires now. And a penalty. Oh, go around the outside. No, don't bump me into the wall. No, I got a penalty for being crashed into the wall. We'll take the pass though. Ooh, that hurts. Okay, we're going to serve the penalty this lap. Little bit unfortunate. What can you do? That is what A lobbies are like sometimes. Stay in 5th. Tuck into the slipstream. Give me that slipstream, good sir. I need the speed. Okay. We're back to 4th. Quite funny that we're back to 4th. All right. We're right on the tail of Mr. Hogg. 0.3 seconds is the gap now. .2 seconds. 0.28. Got a bit too much rotation there. I think I'm clear from a penalty perspective. Yeah, no penalties. Those small mistakes will cost you. Gap is 0.4 currently. Oh, he's bump drafting the driver ahead of him. They're working together to open up a gap. Oh, yes. Look at that. Good corner. Could have got on the gas sooner because there was a lot of space left on the exit. Look at him putting his hazards on, saying thank you for the bump draft. Don't work together. I'm here. Oh, we're right there. Come on. It's going to be hard to see my... Oh, he slows down. Why did you slow down? Don't know why I slowed down there, but there is opportunity to catch up here. rotation. These guys brake sporadically here. Definitely not used to that much braking there, so I'll have to calibrate driving behind this guy and adjust to his braking points. Hits the wall. We're going to get a good drive here. I'm coming for that third place, Mr. Hogg. Move out of the way last minute. So let's try and get him away from having the inside for this next turn. We're almost ahead of him. There we go. We're ahead now. I'm going to go slightly defensive just in case he decides to make a move. There we go. So far so good. We are 0.8 seconds behind Louis. Yeah, the barrier collisions are quite annoying on this track. Yeah, pretty easy pass. He didn't really make it very difficult for me, but Louis might. So currently together we are catching up to the driver in first place. I mean, it's a 5-lap race, so it's not like we have a lot of laps to make up for the gap, but 4.6 seconds is the gap to first currently. Went deep there, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to go defensive. Maybe. No, I think I'm in the clear. Yes. Great exit there. Already catching up to Louis ahead. Right, this is a pivotal section. We can do a lot to catch up here. Looks like he made a mistake. Sometimes the mistakes are just ping lag. But we caught a 10th there. We caught 2 tenths there. .7 seconds is the gap now. So we're catching up to Louis and we're gapping Mr. Hogg behind us. GT7 over Assetto. For now, yes. I do enjoy Assetto Corsa. It's a really fun game to play. But I get better online racing with GT7 for the time being. I just need to put effort into getting into the right lobbies with Assetto Corsa. Well, I can only play Competizione because I'm on a PlayStation. But maybe when I get a PC. By the way, we are now half a tenth behind Louis. So we've gained another 2 tenths. Oof. I stayed on the gas there, but I had to fight the steering. Yeah, he might be crumbling under the pressure, but especially when you get close, that's when they start crumbling. He could be stressing. He could be. He knows that I'm catching. He definitely knows that I'm catching him. Gap is now 0.4 seconds. Yeah, when a driver behind you starts closing in and you see the gap coming down, it does start to play with your mind a little bit. But that's why they say, if you look backwards, you go backwards. Mistake from him. Now the gap is 0.3. Full overtake is coming here, surely. Yeah, he's probably thinking about Hungry Jacks himself now. Oh, we're on for the fastest lap as well. Can I get all the way in front of him? Yes. Okay, pass made cleanly. Let's keep an eye. Oh, he's already moving to the left. I have to go defensive here. He might be telling me that he's trying to bump draft me. All right, we're in the clear. Up to second, ladies and gentlemen. At least I gave you a decent enough race. The racing wasn't too close. These guys were a little bit easy to pass, but there was racing at least. Louis wants bump to pass. Yeah, it is a good thing that we could read Louis' bumper. Oh, I hear some contact with the wall behind me. How is the sound, by the way? Is the mic loud enough? Is the game too loud? Should I adjust the volume? I try to check these things myself, but maybe your experience is a little bit different right now. Dominique, you're right. First place is lucky there are no more laps. If you recall, I said earlier that we were 4.7 seconds behind. We're now 3.8. So we were definitely faster than first place. And I never know whether that's an Indonesian driver or a Polish driver because their flags are the same. Poof, way too slow there. At least we're still quicker than Louis. Even with the slipstream, we're still faster than Louis, so we've got pace. We definitely don't need to try and qualify quicker, yeah. But at least the good news is we can go and do some qualifying laps for Daily Race C. There's good racing there for sure. Sound was good. Thank you very much for the confirmation. This does help my rating. It depends really, actually, like what the caliber of the drivers are. So you can see there's some A+ drivers here. But this will help my rating. If I come first, it helps my rating more. Yeah, not too bad. Which track is Daily Race C? That was the one that we did for the first race. Daily Race C is always the, the endurance races, according to Gran Turismo standards. The races where you have to pit or change tires. Sometimes there's fuel strategy, but that hasn't happened in a long time. For some reason, I dropped some sportsmanship rating, which basically means I wasn't racing clean. But Gran Turismo can be very silly with that as well, because as I'm sure you guys can tell, I was definitely doing clean racing. All right, well, 5 minutes until Group Race B, or 15 minutes until Race C. Which one do you guys prefer? Tell me, Daily Race B or Daily Race C? We can do Race A as well. GR Yaris. I haven't raced on this track yet, but it normally doesn't have the best racing because the non-serious ones come this way. 5 minutes. Okay. You guys have me at 5 minutes. Let's choose our car. The Genesis G70 is the car to use. For me at least. Go for one with a pit. Yeah. Maybe we can do that next race. At the moment, you are outweighed 4-2 for Daily Race B. I could probably go faster in daily race speed quali. Maybe it'll put us higher up in the ranking, so let's give it a go. How many minutes do we have left? 4 minutes. I'm going to get one lap, one chance to do this. So I feel a little bit like Eminem right now, because I've only got one shot and one opportunity. GT7, what GT7 rewards is very complicated. It's a good question, Angelique, but GT7's rewards are a little bit complicated. In general, racing rewards consistency. Doesn't help to be consistently slow, but if you're consistently fast, it's going to put you in a good place. That's a cool emoji there, Dominique. I'm going to claim it as one of the Peter Lab racing emojis. Okay, we've got one lap to try and set a better qualifying time. So far, I wasn't on the best start, but maybe we can make up for it on the rest of the lap. Let's see what we've got. Went deep there. That's about a 10th lost. Troshan, I am not a pro, but I definitely do try. Full throttle through there. That's what I'm talking about. I had to tap off there. It's already time lost. Not going to be a fastest lap this one. Plus also, when you go out on your first lap, you normally have very cold tires. And those cold tires aren't so sticky. So your first lap isn't generally going to be your record breaker anyway. I don't spend much time practicing in a week. At the moment, I kind of only race for one night of the week. And then it's about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But would I love to race more? Definitely. I guess being an adult sometimes gets in the way, as I'm sure many of you guys can relate. Yeah, sometimes I get a few hours on the weekend. But any opportunity that I get, I'll try and be quick. But to be honest with you, I don't try set outright lap times. I try be consistent. I don't try set outright pace lap times. I just try to be consistent, because the consistency for me is... Oh, thank you for the donation for the $39.99. I appreciate that, Mark. I have been to the Nürburgring, and it's amazing. I'm going to be uploading a long-form video of that soon. What my experience was like there was absolutely amazing. You know, every bit of satisfaction that you get when you're sim racing, it's that and so much more on the Nürburgring, especially once you've gone past that like 2-3 lap threshold, because the first few laps are absolutely terrifying. But once you get over that hump of the scariness of driving on the Nürburgring, it is so addictive. I want nothing more than to go back. That's how fun it was. So I'm definitely planning a trip there soon. Yeah, the elevation change here is insane, for sure. One of my experiences on the Nürburgring is that the elevation is crazy, so I can only imagine what it feels like over here. Stian, thank you so much for joining. Yeah. I might be able to win on a Sunday because I don't get to practice a lot now, but it's a lot of practice to get you here. Definitely a lot of practice, a lot of time behind the seat. Or in the seat, a lot of seat time. And definitely, you know, the more I do this, the easier it becomes. That's why I can kind of spend a night racing, because I get content out of it. And one of the reasons I don't try set outright lap times is because otherwise, if I qualify first, the racing is very boring. And it's not helpful to upload good content of boring races. Because the content is generally not good. I do get concerned about crashing in real life, and that's why I definitely do not push as hard as I do in the sim. If I had a racing car that was compensated by a racing team, I would push as hard as I do in the sim. But in real life, I'm driving probably max 50 or 60%. In corners where I know it's not consequential and I can do late braking, then I'll do, you know, the 80% mark. But even then, that's as much as I'll go. I'll never do the full 100%. I don't even turn traction all the way off. Rather just not make the mistake. Anyway, here comes the first race. If I'm reading the stats correctly, we're currently at 19 viewers. Thank you very much to everyone who is on the stream for coming to watch. As a thank you, I will do my best to overtake Mr. Hog. We overtook them in the last race, so we know we've got a good chance to do it this race. Already much quicker in that corner. You can see where he makes the mistake. He goes so wide there, and you really get a lot of grip once you hug the inside of that corner. And sharp corners like that, to not cut them, is extremely consequential. You really lose a lot of time to not cut sharp corners as much as you possibly can. Like if you miss the apex of a very wide corner, you're still alright, but sharp corners, you're gonna regret it for sure. We made a mistake. Oh, Mr. Hog made a mistake. This isn't even going to be a satisfying overtake. We should have done Daily Race C. The voters, they spoke, but I think Daily Race C might have been the better race. Although, to be fair, we can still go and hop straight into Daily Race C after this race because there will be time. No ways! I just bump drafted him because he unghosted. Okay, so you're still going to get a good race. Can I go to the inside? Is he going defensive? All right. Okay, the race is still on, ladies and gentlemen. No, it's not a glitch. I mean, maybe it is a glitch. Gran Turismo is very silly with how they unghost a car and when they decide to do it. I've been caught out with it a few times before. You're flying, you're trying to catch the slipstream of the ghoster car ahead of you, and then suddenly they're unghost and you're like 100 kph quicker than them. And then you definitely just smash into them, get a 4-second penalty because you crashed into someone, get damage. It's not fun for anyone. Stream until A+. I don't know if I'll be able to get A+ tonight, but I will certainly stream for as long as you guys are around. I plan to stream until 9:30, but if you guys want me to stream longer, then I certainly will. I'm doing an autoslalom race tomorrow here in the Netherlands. Basically, if you don't know what that is, it's one of those time trials where you race through the cones in like a parking lot or something. So it's quite safe to do with your road car because you don't race against anyone else. Nice. Look at that. Gaining on him. So it's quite a nice thing to do. Gonna do an autoslalom, and I'll definitely be uploading a few videos of that as well. Woo! Just narrowly missed the wall, and look at that. Got such a good drive out of there. This is going to be an easy overtake. Hansi, it's pretty straightforward to decide which car you're going to race with. That is because Gran Turismo, you know, they've got cars that work on tracks. Their balance of performance isn't really the best. I've said a few frustrating things about Gran Turismo tonight, but really I do love the game. But their balance of performance with cars aren't the best. There's really oftentimes only a few cars that perform really good on a track. And then what you do is you go look at the leaderboard, see what car is up on the top ranks mostly, and then if, for instance, you see the Genesis G70 on the top ranks the most, then that's the car that you're going to choose. Oh, if I could make one change to GT7, what would it be? Maybe make it iRacing? I'm kidding. That's not one change. It's a good question. Let me think about it while I destroy this corner. JK, we left so much room on the exit there. It's a good question. The one thing I'd change, probably the penalty system. The penalty system for me is very frustrating. For instance, just nudging a barrier and you don't gain from it, that's ridiculous. Like, in the days of AI and so much smart algorithms and technology, to have a penalty system this archaic is disappointing. Oof, I might have cut that corner too much. Okay, looks like we're free from the penalty. We're in the clear. Yeah. We'll hop into Daily Race C after this because there's a good chance we're just going to be racing against Mr. Hogg in this race. And if Daily Race C isn't good, then what we'll do is hop into a Daily Race B. Actually, let's go hop into a Daily Race B. It's going to be chaos, and sometimes the chaos can be quite fun. GT7's tire model, to be honest with you, feels pretty good. I've never raced slicks, but when I race the street cars, the tires feel like a street car to me. I think their tire model is pretty good. You know, what I can say is, going around the Nürburgring, for instance, coming from only doing sim racing pretty much exclusively on GT7, I know what to do in the car on the road. So, as much as Gran Turismo isn't a simulator, it definitely does carry over. Sashin, yes, Ferrari. And no spoilers for any sprint qualifying if you haven't watched it. But I must tell you, in the last few races, I have been quite happy with Ferrari. It's been good to see. Anyway, look at this. We've got Mr. Hogg right on our tail because we're not paying too much attention. Admittedly, I have been a little bit lazy, or not lazy, but I've been slacking off a little bit because I didn't think that we needed to focus. Thanks for joining the stream too, Sashin. Nice to see you. Ooh, small touch of the wall. To answer your question, Hansi, Gran Turismo 7 does have damage, but very seldomly. Oh, they do have damage, actually. I think I answered that question incorrectly. They do have damage, but it goes away very quickly. Every now and then you get a race where they do what they call hard damage, and then the damage stays around until you've pit. And that really makes the race very exciting. I'm a little bit bummed that Gran Turismo doesn't do that more often. But I think, you know, Gran Turismo really appeals to a lot of the arcade races, which hurts to say because I think it is a simulation game. But the arcade races They don't take themselves too seriously. And hard damage is a bit of a deterrent for them, I think. Oh yes, Mr. Hogg definitely got a penalty. Yeah, we're going to get first this time. And that's going to get us closer to that A+ rating. And definitely give us quite a lot of driver rating out of that. Yeah, there's a huge gap between us and Mr. Hogg. Absolutely massive. Go straight to B. Yeah, for some chaos. Yeah. I realize now I said daily race B. I meant daily race A. It is chaos, but that is definitely where we're going next. And this is going to be on street tires, so it's a very slippery car as well. Very fun to drive. Oopsie. Looking at the comments a little bit too hard. At least we've got a huge gap, so serving this penalty isn't going to be the worst. What game and racing setup would I recommend to a beginner? Oh, good question. I would definitely recommend Gran Turismo. I mean, I'm still playing Gran Turismo for a reason, right? It's still a very enjoyable game. And the setup, get yourself a Logitech G29. I am not any faster on this than I am on the G29. I think I am a little bit more consistent. You get a lot more feedback with the direct drive. But get a G29, you're going to have the time of your life. And all you really want is good racing. And an expensive steering wheel isn't going to get you good racing. It's going to be practice. Go to a track, be consistent. See if you can get 5-10 laps in a row within a tenth of each other. Then you're going to go and you're going to have very good races. You're going to overtake a lot of people. Oof. We're being a little bit naughty here. Troshan, if you want to be the #1 supporter, what you have to do is comment on every one of my videos, because Mark comments on every one of my videos. I'm realizing now that's why he's my #1 fan. Aska, #2 fan. And Dominique, #3. I love the support from you guys. I really appreciate it. Cool. That was a pretty chill race. Let's go into daily race B. Good news is daily race B, I didn't qualify very high up. About 1,000th in the world. Daily race C from the back. Okay. Yeah, we could do daily race C from the back. My steering wheel's not giving up on me, so we'll be all right. Awesome. Well, that wasn't too bad overall, I would say. What do you guys think? Let's go. We've got only a few minutes. Clean race bonus. Blah, blah. We did good. We missed the opportunity to do daily race C, but what we can do is go and qualify. We can go and qualify daily race C. See if we can get a little bit higher up. Daily race C is only in 30 minutes. Good question. Which one do we do? Let's go see if we can get a qualifier in for the next 6 minutes. And if we're bored of this, what we'll do is we'll go to daily race B. Change our tires, racing softs. Hit in the game. This is going to be a high focus qualifier. Yeah. It will finish before race C starts again. So what I'll do is just do some qualifications. Keep an eye on the time. Got about 6 laps. No, less, sorry. 4. Less than 4. Try and set a good time. Look at the speed of this Group 3 car now compared to the Group 4. So much faster. So much more fun. One of you guys tell me when 8 o'clock is or when 10 past 8 is approaching. Because I currently can't see the time. Even though I'm trying my best to get my computer at the place where I can see it. There we go. 8:06. I can see the time now. Oh, lost time hitting the grass there. We were on for a fastest lap. Brake bias changes throughout the lap definitely do help, but I'm not at that level to get a benefit from it. Okay, by the looks of the time, we might only have one race left, one lap left to try and set a quicker qualifying time. I'll keep an eye on when the clock hits 2:09 minutes. Sorry, 9 minutes past. There we go. Better exit. Still nothing amazing, sadly. 2:09. Okay, let's do it. Thanks for the reminders. Yeah, we were definitely not going to be on a faster lap there. So it's good to move it now. I appreciate all the reminders there. You guys are the best. Let's go. Quickly. Did we make it? Oh, I think we just missed it. We just missed it. Just barely. Just. All right. Well, in that case, let's go set a qualifying lap again. Yeah, daily C quali, here it comes. All right, so we've got a good 10 minutes now. Good 10 minutes before daily race A at least. I very rarely play lobbies, to be honest with you. I play lobbies with friends, but that's about it. I've never gone and joined. I guess we can definitely go check out some lobbies. So this is our first lap. Tires are still going to be warming up. We want to tap off slightly there, not go off the throttle fully. On the gas as early as we can there. Hug the inside without touching the grass really. The last few laps I was touching the grass. It definitely slows you down. So it's actually turning a little too sharp. But here you kind of want to touch the grass. You want your left side inside the white and red curb. Yeah, well, please give me a time reminder again, but as we saw the last time around, I'm going to have to listen a little bit earlier. Great exit there. Let's see. What did we set on our first lap? We'll definitely be going quicker now that our tires are warmer on the second lap. But was our first lap worth anything? 26.2. 2 split seconds off our fastest. Quick, fastest first sector there. Oof. Rear end stepped, had to catch it. That meant I had to tap off as well. So this lap isn't the lap. But we got a really good exit there. So what we know is coming onto this back straight section, our exit wasn't really very good on the fastest lap, so we'll gain about a 1/10.5 there. Bit slow through that final corner this time around. You know, those slow corners are really, they're so consequential if you take them just a little bit wrong. Hello, Christian. Thank you for joining. Oof. Such a tiny amount of sliding out of that corner. I had to tap off there because otherwise there was going to be a penalty. So we're currently 6 minutes before the next race. Corner exit is not very important if you're going into another corner very soon. If you're going onto a very long straight, corner exit matters a lot. So it really depends from corner to corner. Oh, greedy on the gas there. Exiting on that corner really matters a lot. and I'm trying too hard to get a good exit there. What's harder? Being fast for one lap or staying consistent? Really depends who you ask. I think some people really struggle to be fast on a one lap pace, but are quite consistent. What I find in Gran Turismo is you'll get a lot of people that are set a very fast qualifying time, but in the race, they're not actually that fast. And that's because they follow a ghost. So they put on one of the fastest laps. And I think it doesn't really help them, because what happens is you're using them as your braking marker and as your accelerating marker. And then when you go into the race, it's gone. So you don't have the same reference point. And then you're not as fast in the race. Oopsie. We were ahead there. Pushing hard indeed. Our first mistake on stream. I'm happy that we're an hour and 15 minutes in. That was my first big mistake. So now we've got damage on the front. We're going to be a little bit slower down the straight. Focusing hard indeed. I like that you're using my keeping my eyes peeled emoji. Oh, make my car the main view again, please. Right. Jeez. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the feedback. There we go. That's definitely what I wanted to do. And just from here on out, that's the view that I'm going to keep it on, just so that I don't make this mistake. Thank you, Aska, for that reminder. Seems like I'm struggling to set a quicker lap time, yeah? Maybe it's because I'm talking too much and not focusing on the racing. It's time. Let's go. Oh, thank you, Mark. There we go. All right, let's go do some daily race A. Yeah, quality time on the wheel is much faster than on the controller. Well, not much faster on the controller. Much easier to get fast because you can do it consistently. But I've been just as fast on a controller as I have on a wheel. Hello, Jock. Welcome to the stream. In the nick of time. 11 seconds left. Yeah. This is going to be a good one. It's definitely going to be interesting. We'll see how many clean and dirty drivers we get out of this. Qualified 8th. As usual, we join B lobbies. And you know, you get a few B drivers that are trying to be clean. But a lot of the time, they just don't have the race experience to be clean, you know. Typically when you're behind a driver, you brake a little bit earlier than your normal braking point, etc. But I find that B lobbies don't really have that, I guess, instinct very often. Top 3 drivers are A. Let's see if we can do some quick overtakes, get up to the podium. 8-lap race, so it could be good. Nice short track. What is my qualifying time? 1:21. So a minute 20 track. Yeah, some people are slower on the controller. Thanks, Chuck. I appreciate it. What's happened? My screen has gone blank. Jeez. My screen has gone completely blank. I don't know why my screen has gone blank, guys. I apologize. Technical difficulties. I did do a practice stream for like an hour last night. And nothing went wrong. There we go. My screen is back. But I guess this is the things that we learn. For those who are sticking around, you are the true supporters. Thank you so much. Now, let's go catch up to these guys. Currently, the gap is 1.8 second to 11th. Oh, the tires are so slippery on these sports tires compared to racing slicks. All right, we're caught 2/10 on them already. So we are catching up. I'm intentionally going deep, but that was just a little bit deeper than I wanted to go. And the reason is I wanted to prioritize corner exit. We still gained a 10th on the drivers ahead. I just had to turn my screen off and on again, and then it worked. But I think it's my stream card that gives you guys the video as well that has problems, so I'll just get a better one. Mistakes there. Contact was made. Where's he going? Will I be able to overtake around the outside? Don't push me wide. We need to be careful. Oh, small contact. Ooh, he cut me off there massively. Not to worry though, we kind of anticipated it. Ahmed. We're coming for you, sir. Prioritize that exit. There we go, look at that. Already gaining on them. And now we've got the slipstream too. I'm going to go deep on purpose here. On the gas a little bit too early. So my plan almost worked, but not entirely. Red card. Yes, let's show them what a clean overtake looks like. Nice rotation there. Oh, we're doing a rally. Let's clean our tires off a little bit. Maybe I'm going too deep there. Maybe I don't need to go so deep. GT7 employee. What an hilarious name. Alright, there's 4 laps left. Head in the game. Let's get some overtakes done. I see a penalty ahead. Ahmed with a small mistake there. Closing in very slightly. Ooh, a little bit too much rotation there. Can we tuck on the inside? Yeah. Nope. No space. But we'll get that driver. Oh, dirty driving. Okay, can we get in front of them before this next turn? Thankfully, yes. So we don't have to avoid them and their dirty driving. There we go. 1 position gained. I'm going to go slightly defensive here. He somehow still crashed into me. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, they don't keep an eye out for the fact that they're behind you and they're going to brake into the back of you. Somebody does need to tell them that it's not bumper cars. And as you can see, they don't get a penalty for that. Gran Turismo can really do a lot to improve their penalty system. The funny thing is, I think almost everyone says that, but somehow they still haven't. We can still try and overtake Jed. We're coming for you, Jed. Look at that exit. Good. I don't know how much I need to rev out this car to get a good drive, because it seems like these guys are quite a lot faster than me on the straightaways. So maybe I'm revving the car out too much. Big slide. Oh, it does sound like they short shift. He didn't crash into the back of me, thankfully. There we go, 1.3 seconds behind 9th place. We are catching up. Latwo. Almost a drifter indeed. Oh, look at that. Half a second gained on 9th place. Thanks, Hansi, for joining. Have a good time. Latwo goes defensive. No need to go to defensive there. Definitely no need. A little bit too preemptive. Oh, someone's holding the hooter. They must be on a controller turning way too hard. Oh, okay, there's about 1.5 laps left. Can we still do this? On these street tires, this Yaris does have loads of oversteer. Went very deep there. But the slipstream will help us. 1 lap left. We'll get a P9 finish. We'll do it. M. Soleto. Thank you for coming to join the debut. There's an opportunity here. Oh, oh no. That's what you see on Gran Turismo a lot. Someone was upset about an overtake, and then they go and kamikaze themselves out of the race. We didn't overtake Latwo, but we finished ahead of P9. P8. Yeah, we could have gone for 7th. If we focused a little bit, we could have definitely gone for 7th. Hey guys. Well, you've been so supportive up until now. It's amazing having you guys. Did any of you watch the F1 tonight? Sprint qualifiers. Yeah, that was pretty decent. But let's see what racing is coming up next. We could perhaps go to a lobby. No spoilers. Chicken flocks. Hamilton was looking pretty good in the free practice, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, this is the wrong place to go for only watch free practice 1. Oof, looks like there were spoilers. I apologize to those who didn't want spoilers. Really sorry. Let's see what lobbies we have. We must have some good lobbies here. When it chooses track. Oh, there's some relatively full rooms. Bring your fastest car. I think there's practice qualifier race. Nice. Fair or kick. I like starting P10. I like going through the pack. P1, if I have the better pace, it's nice winning, but it's more fun racing. For me at least. You know, if I was racing for a championship, then sure. If I was racing for a championship, then yeah, definitely you want to win, right? But otherwise, no, just going through the pack is my main goal. Let's see, this is group 4 cars. So we'll change to the Cayman GT4. Like that. I'll enter the race. And then I'll go to the track. Oh, some guys are on the softs. Some guys are on the racing softs. Seems like they can't be. I don't know if I believe those spoilers either, Dominique. You're completely right. They may not be accurate spoilers. Oh, this is Dragon Trail Reverse. I don't know if I've ever done this track before. Oof. Exhibit A. Respect for not using the Citroen. Yeah, the Citroen's a pretty common car to choose on this combination. Now, how much are we going to have to brake through this corner? Not much, at least. Oh, okay, we'll have to brake a little bit. Let's see, how can we do in a lobby on a track that we've just really never done much of? How quickly can we learn this track? And where do we end up? Yeah, I do like this livery as well. I enjoy these colors. Thank goodness for all of those Gran Turismo players that go and make liveries for us. Which way does the track go? Oh, 151.588 is the fastest lap. I'm pretty sure those guys are on softs. Maybe my car doesn't have softs. Let's go check. Maybe I should be on the softs. I can't buy softs. What? No, surely not. Oh, there we go. Racing softs. There we go. That's what I need. Okay. Let's go to the softs. Cool. 14 out of 16 players. Let's see how quickly we can get to the fastest lap time. To be honest with you, I'm seeing some guys in this lobby that seem a little bit serious. Let's see what we get out of it. Hey, there's a car ahead of us. Maybe we can follow them. Use them as a pace car. Oh, you raced this in the Manufacturers Cup. I do enjoy those Manufacturers Cup races. That is really a Gran Turismo level endurance race. That is quite fun. Okay, you can take that section pretty much flat out. Brake at the 50 marker, square this off. Don't hit that curb because it is dangerous. Okay, so this is practice. What we're going to do next is go into the qualifiers. TSR seems to be, Speed Freak seems to be the owner of this race. So 2 minutes, then it's qualifiers. Softs are definitely a bit grippier. What's our braking marker? Yeah. Just after the 100 mark. Okay. We want to square that corner off a little bit. And we want to enter here to straighten out the corner. Brake at the curb. That was a bit early. Yeah, definitely braking at the curb was a bit early. One thing about this track as well is if you hit the inside of those curbs with your inside wheel, it kind of flips the car. And it's so dangerous. Oh, you can make huge mistakes that way. Brake at the 100 marker. Yeah, that seems to be pretty reasonable. Braking at the 100. Brake balance on. I don't know if this is going to be a tire wear track, so probably. It's a good point. Good shout. Let's see. Can we do this full throttle? Almost. Nope. Oh, there's damage. I'll tell you that much. Okay, so we know we can't do that full throttle. Car's going to rotate a lot in that corner. Car's going to rotate so much in that corner. Thanks for that shout, Jock. Definitely want to do brake balance -5. Ooh, qualifies. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, let me out of the pits. Thank you. Okay, we've got a 458 behind us. I don't know what the balance of performance is like on this track, but we're going for it. Thanks to Mark for the recommendation on doing the lobbies. This is very exciting. So we've got 5 minutes to qualify. I don't want to use too much of my soft tires on this out lap, because this lap doesn't count towards our qualifier. But I do also want to try and find the limits, because we've got 5 minutes to find it. So can we brake at the 50 marker? Yeah, we can. We might even be able to brake a little bit later than that. Yeah, the softs did wear off quite quickly in that lap. Good break later, you're right, Asker. Well, look, I haven't caught the driver ahead of me, so he's definitely got pace on me for now. Jeez, where do I brake there? Is it the 50 mark? It feels way too late to brake at the 50. Okay, well, now we've caught up to the driver. And this is at a very unfortunate place, because we need to set a qualifier lap. Hopefully we don't have to try and overtake this person. You could definitely brake later. Oof, I was way too late to brake. Not to worry. We've still got one more lap left to try and set a qualifying time. Pretty decently quick through there, I would say. Yes. Decent exit there. I mean, there's a lot of speed left to gain, but it's not too bad. Especially considering this is, what, our third lap? Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Those are those dangerous curbs I was telling you about. Ooh, rotation on the gas. Oh. This came in. She's a naughty girl. We're catching up to Gunny, so we'll probably set a faster qualifying time than Gunny, at least. Faster than the rest of the guys? Hard to say. Yeah, 50 is the brake marker there. Wow, you can get on the gas a lot earlier there. Okay, we'll get another lap out of this. What's our qualifying time? And we're fastest. Okay, well, looks like your wish was granted, Dom. I'm mostly looking for some practice now. Not looking to... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Useful practice. Making mistakes like that is still useful practice. And we know not to go over that curb now. Tires were slippery there. How much speed can we carry? Still a little bit more than that. Geez, look at that difference. Half a second with Fabio. Can I gain half a second within the next few laps? I don't review my own plays. I don't. I should, you know. I don't find that... I find I'd rather race than sit and take the time to do that. But really, that's what I should be doing, is reviewing my own plays to be quicker. When I do always find speed and pace. But yeah. You guys didn't see that. I agree. Nothing to see, yeah. Everything's fine. Nothing to see, yeah. Cool, guys. Well, we qualified third. So the good news is we're going to get an exciting race. We've got some pace to gain still. And I think we will gain the pace in the race. Because this is now, what, 4 or 5 laps that I've done on this track entirely. So we've really still got a lot to learn. And I think we can make quite big gains. But I'm eager. I'm looking forward. I'll be happy with podium. If we get more than podium, of course, we'll be super happy. How are you guys finding the racing so far? We have been streaming for 1 hour and 53 minutes. It's quite a long stream, and you guys have stuck around for quite a while. I appreciate everyone. All of the chats, all of the messages. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate the support. You guys are amazing. $13 likes. How amazing. We're on the up. All right. Well, the race is 9 laps. So a nice, decently long race. Ooh, the question is, should I go to mediums? I have no idea. Good question. Damn. I have no idea what to do, so I'm just going to do the softs because I don't, like, I haven't done this race. I don't know. Oh, they haven't started. Let me ask. Softs. At least we have some time before the actual race begins. Well, it seems like it's begun now. So, decision was made for me. Yeah. Okay, do we have false starts? Yes, we do have false starts. Full throttle. Keep an eye on the lights. And we're off. 1 position gained. Tony in front of us with the Cayman as well. Okay, we're right on the tail of Tony. Going into this corner for the first time. I'm going to back off just a little bit because I have no idea how fast Tony is going to take this corner. Pretty damn fast, so we don't have to back off too much. It's an interesting line. He kind of goes shallow, but then he ends up going deep. And he gets to brake in a straight line. It's not a bad tactic there. Currently opening up a gap on the drivers behind. I see his tactic there, so he widens his entry so he can focus on his exit, it seems. But still, we were quicker than him there, so I don't know if his line is really the best move. Okay, well, we're still on your tail, Mr. Tony. Except when I hit the rev limiter and don't change gears. Oh, that curb. Oh, geez. Down this long straight. There's nothing I can do, so I'm just going to grab slipstream. Gunny is going for the move. I might have actually been able to... Let's square them off. Ah, no opportunity to square off, sadly. I might have actually been able to go defensive and keep the second place. For the time being, that's okay. Yeah, that line works pretty well. Ooh, there's Fabio. Second quickest, or maybe quickest qualifier behind us. Oh, and he's got speed on the straights. Jeez, man. Damn. Grabbed a little bit too much grass there. Okay, don't touch that curb. There's another guy that bounced just like I did on the last lap. 5 seconds is the gap to first currently. Focus. You're completely right, Mark. Look at that exit. Oh, I've never had the rear step out like that there, but thankfully we could save it. 4.9 seconds, the gap to first. So no real gains made, but at least we're still keeping up. I think the German driver ahead of us brakes way too early there. We have to keep an eye on that going to the next time around, because we definitely don't want to crash them off. Slow there. Very slow. Oh, same thing. Okay, so don't cut that corner. The death chicane terrifies me. TSR does have Batman's car. It does really look like Batman's car. Oh. Jock, I'm guessing that Death Chicane is not your friend either. Man, it's a hard corner. But again, consistency is really what gets you there. Like, just go and race as consistently as you can, and you start learning how to take it very quick. And sometimes you have to make mistakes. You have to hit the wall a time or two to be able to know what the limits are. Alright, about 5 laps left. We can definitely still catch up to the German driver. Nice rotation there. It's really helping me for the exit. Okay, we've gained a lot there on TSR now. All we really need to do to catch up is focus. But that is the conundrum of streaming. It's so fun talking to all of you guys. But then I get distracted from the racing. So that's about the limit of how much I can cut that corner without getting that curb jump. Oh, he's going into the pits. Oof, he's on the mediums. Damn. Okay, we need to focus. If I only had that much pace on him while he was on the mediums, then we've got to focus. We can definitely still do quite a few more laps on the softs though. The softs isn't really falling off much. I think 1 or 2 more laps and we can go to the mediums. Yeah, pretty fast through there. We're catching up to Fabio as well. I don't know. I don't think that was a voluntary pit stop. I think it's mandatory. I just think everyone has started on the softs. Most people. And so they're doing a longer run on the soft tires. Because my soft tires have definitely not let go yet. I can still feel that they've got quite a lot of grip. Let's see if the guy's going to the pits now. My front right definitely has more deg. Doesn't look like the guys are going into the pits. Tony is. I'm going to follow him. Okay. My screen is blanked out. Surely softs again. I don't know if soft mediums is a is a necessity. Oh, it seems like it is. The guys have gone on the mediums. Oopsie. So I think there's like a soft rule that you're supposed to go to the mediums, and I just went to the softs. Or by soft rule, I mean an unspoken rule. Whoopsie daisy. Oh well. We'll apologize afterwards. Just as long as they don't kick us. Oof. Big rotation there. Wow. Nearly losing it. Yeah, now the TSR is on the soft tires. He's definitely quick. Yeah, soft shouldn't be an option then. Gran Turismo does have the ability to show you what mandatory tires you should pick. I think the organizer of the race just didn't set that setting. Yeah, I'll probably start medium on 2 laps and then finish on softs. I agree, because then you have a lower fuel load on the softs and they'll probably last a little bit longer. Fabio is currently in first, so he did well to regain after that bad start. Let's see, where are we? 2 seconds behind fourth. I'm definitely trying to go through that corner as fast as I can. If I didn't make those 2 mistakes, I would be with these guys. Oh, that curb. So dangerous. Mark, these lobbies are quite fun, must admit. But, you know, if I get to do a little bit more practice, I would enjoy them. Because I know that sitting behind these guys currently, I've got way more pace than I'm currently putting down on the table. But it's because I didn't really get much practice. If I know this track, then I will at least have a good foundation to go rather quickly. But for the time being, you know, it's a fun race. I do enjoy it. But I prefer to come to a race with my best, or at least close to my best. Because then I know I'm not frustrated that, I could have had that guy, but I'm still learning, still trying to figure out the track. But there is also value in doing lobbies, which is how quickly do you learn something, you know? Are you fast to adjust to a new track? And if you are, I think that's a really good trait or characteristic to have, you know? How quickly can you learn a track? Verstappen livery definitely saves more than 2/10 a lap. That's a very fast livery, Jock. I don't know if you've ever used the Verstappen livery, but there's nothing faster. Depending on who you believe for sprint quali spoilers, in my heart, Verstappen is first. JK, Leclerc's my guy, but he's not been doing very well lately. But there's no denying that the Verstappen livery is the fastest livery on the track. Only because the car is slower, Verstappen's not on the top steps. Do they call Leclerc Mr. Potential? There we go. What is the time currently? Because maybe we'll be able to hop into Daily Race C. There we'll definitely be able to give a good run. Give you guys a good race or two. Maybe one more good race before we sign off from the stream. Oh, can we hug this curb? Yes, nice. Okay, well, we could have carried a little bit more speed there when we hugged that curb nice and tight. But noted for whenever we come and do this race again. You know, the other thing about racing lobbies is that you always get to racetracks that Gran Turismo normally never lets you race, because Gran Turismo just does the same tracks over and over and over again. And they've got so many more tracks than the ones that they put on repeat. It is a little bit annoying from time to time. Nice. I mean, whoever set this race settings, they set the fuel load quite well for the race. Half a lap's worth of fuel left. That's literally the perfect amount. Thank you, M. Soleto. It was a decent-ish race, but not what I expect us to be delivering, not the quality I want you guys to have tonight. So we'll find you another good race. Hopefully they change the track. We might be able to get you guys a good race. Yeah. Oh, 5th. Oh, I got a 1-minute penalty because I didn't change to mediums. So they got that setting right, but somehow in the pit it just didn't give me the recommendation that I needed to change to mediums. It's only fair, really, to be honest. How dare I go soft and then soft? Boy, I don't know where you guys are, but it's hot here. I'm definitely getting quite warm. To be fair, I am also racing a little bit. What's the most overrated track in GT7? I don't know if there's any overrated tracks, but I would definitely say... Yeah, I didn't see the recommendation either. I don't know what's the most overrated track, but I would say that probably, you know, those tracks that are just straight are the most boring and therefore somewhat overrated. I do see the streamers go and race those tracks, and they do quite well at those races. I mean, they seem to have fun, at least. Yeah, we just missed. Let's see where we are on our ratings. We're a little bit far from A+. We're just a tad off from A+. The next daily race is daily race C coming up. Coming up in a little bit of a while. Thank you, Monique, for watching. Appreciate the support. Yeah, we're close to A+, but not super close. 4GT? Yeah, no, the 4GT is a nice car on certain tracks. This track is just, I think, a Viper lockout. All right, let's see if we can get a faster qualifying time. If we get a faster qualifying time, yeah, we go on to the race. If we don't, then we'll see. Maybe we call the stream. All right, brake bias all the way to the back. Nice fast car. Let's get it. Thanks, Dominique. There have been some good races. I think we should have stuck with daily race C for the entire evening. We shouldn't have switched so much because the timing was just a little bit off. But we learned this. I've never had to optimize for the amount of races that I give you guys. So next time around, I will definitely be better at anticipating these things. So used to racing at my own pace and then cutting some video out of it after the fact. Yeah, there's been a little bit of bad luck. Some drivers taking me out here and there. Some unfortunate penalties. Ah, there we go. Look at that. Fanatec won't change gears. So it seems like it can happen twice in a day. No, you guys are a really good crowd. And wanting more is definitely exactly what I want. You know, all I really want is a really good race. And I get those quite often. I want to give you guys a nice close following. There we go. Steering wheel reconnected. Fortunately, that only took once. Yeah. Thank you, Mark, for the $39.99. You're definitely my top fan. I appreciate it so much. If you're eager to see more racing, then more racing you will get. Please tell me when it is 9:15 so that I can go to enter the race, so that I don't miss the race slot. And next time what I'll do is I'll keep a clock somewhere so that I can see the time and don't have to rely on you guys. But hey, I appreciate the support. Thank you for the $39.99, Mark. It's time. Cool. Perfect timing. Don't have to serve that penalty. Excellent stuff. You guys are better than my alarm. I respond to you guys definitely a lot better than I do to my alarm. Don't worry. I don't need to hurry. It'll just be the qualifier before the race actually begins. But Gran Turismo has this weird thing where you can only enter the race from 15 minutes before. So here we go. Have a good evening, Angelique. Thank you for joining. Thank you for all the support. Some really good questions. Hopefully I answered all of them. All right. I'm going to be quiet for the next 2 or 3 laps. I'll say a thing or two on the straights, but let's see if we can get that qualifying time down. We want some good racing here. Oof, small rotation there. You know, you do lose a little bit of time from a rotation like that. The wheel spin out of the corner does make a small difference, but it's not massive. little bit slower on that lap, but I'm not really worried because there are some small calibrations that I've made there. So I feel like we definitely do have the pace in the bag still. One-tenth ahead. Still not enough to set a faster qualifying time. I mean, we're consistent, at least. Consistency is really what we want. But let's keep going. I wonder if the softs are getting hot. Like, I wonder if your best chance of setting a fast lap is your first one. Because, you know, I'm hitting the lines, but my time's going down. All right. Come on, we can do it. I mean, we still have 8 minutes left before the race. But yeah, we can do it. Square the corner off nicely. 0.4 seconds behind. Could be that the tires are just too hot. Was that quicker? It was quicker. I mean, we're going to get a penalty for that. But it was a bit quicker. Right, let's restart. It seems like on the first lap, your tires aren't really too slow or even slower. So we can restart. Now that we've done a few laps, I think we're in a good place to be able to put down a solid hot lap here. Oh, let's maximize how much speed we get into this over the start line. Cool. So we're going to brake just after the start of the curb here. A little bit of pace there still to be had. Small oversteer there. Definitely lost a tenth or two there. I can actually brake later there than I'm braking. That's probably where I'm going to find some pace as well. Come on. 126, 255. How was that so slow? Oof, okay. We gained quite a lot there. Wonder if we should be exiting in second gear there. I feel like if I exit in third, I'm at least going to be more consistent. Have a more consistent race, which is really what I want. Okay. Looking at the fact that we basically gained half a tenth and lost half a tenth on that lap, and we're ending, 2 tenths behind. We've got pace. I reckon we can break the 126 mark. Pretty decent. There you go. Good lap so far. All we need to do is keep it together for this last turn. It's really going to matter. There's a tenth or two in that last turn. Then we'll break the 126s. Oh, just barely. All right, we broke the 126s. Not by much. Oof. Handful of opposite lock there. Yeah, I got a new lap record, at least. It was about a tenth quicker. Our optimum is a 125.870, so we got a lot of pace in the bag still. I definitely left pace on the table on this last corner. Sadly, as you can see, gain there now on this lap. We might have enough time for another lap. Oh, can we do it? Can we do it, ladies and gentlemen? Let's have a look. Okay, we're gonna have enough time. If Gran Turismo doesn't end our session early, at least. Pushing hard. Pushing hard. Yeah, all right, we're quicker. Let's see what comes of this race. We were definitely quicker there. How far ahead was I before I spun out? Probably a tenth? Maybe a little bit more. We dropped our optimum. Yeah, I would say that's pretty good. I don't know where you get those emojis from, Dominique, but they are absolutely hilarious. I don't know if those are standard YouTube emojis, but they're really good. Happened to Max last week, leaves me among the best. Thank you very much. That's a good way to keep my ego in a good place after making that mistake. But that corner is actually very easy to make a mistake on because it's full throttle-ish, you know, and it's not a high-speed corner, so you don't have a lot of downforce there. All right, well, we're in 6th. If we set a 10th faster lap time, we would have been in 4th, roughly. So I think we're in a pretty good place to start. Oh, shucks. Let's quickly change to the mediums. There we go. There we go. Let's double check. Good, good, good. We don't want to start the race on the softs. That would have been catastrophic. Really, it sucks starting on the softs when you're mid-pack because then you really have so much pace, but you struggle to overtake the guys. And you just sit being real frustrated behind these people. Strategy is definitely medium. Let's go for roughly the 10-lap mark. As we saw last time around. Yeah, it is pretty much not much in it with the strategy. We can put it in lap 9 with the softs. One more lap on the softs and I don't think we'll make it to the end of the race. Cool. Great stuff. Well, boys and girls, daily race C, number 2 of the day. Can we give you a good race? I really think we can. What's good about the qualifying times that we set was we set a lot of, we got a lot of practice. Oh yes, indeed, Kino is back. So we have to have some redemption here, right? We need to beat Kino for sure. All right, race is on. Look at how much faster this Viper is in the straights. Is he going to go defensive? He is, but I'm going to move in anyway. He goes deep. I'm going to hug the inside. Oh. He's going to have the inside for the next turn. He gave me space. Thank you. Clean racer in an A lobby. Can you believe it? It was really actually very risky to go on the outside of that driver there. Jeez, man, what a gentlemanly driver. Viper ahead is gonna... Whoa, I had someone squeeze on my inside there. Same guy that I said was a gentlemanly driver. Okay, Takumi's going to serve a penalty. 1 position gained. We're going to gain another position out of this, I'm sure. He's going defensive to the inside line. Oh, look at this guy. He's coming in hot. Okay, Takumi. How about I bump draft you to the first turn so we can get the Italian driver behind us just out of our hair, because I don't want to have to focus on too many drivers. Hey, I'm going to go for the overtake. The opportunity's there. Overbraked. He squared me off. Good move. Very good move. It's good to see that I was going to do that. Oh, please don't be a penalty. Please don't be a penalty. It takes so long to tell you if you got a penalty or not. I think he's asking me to bump draft him. I was a little bit slow on the exit there. Takumi, I don't think, is the fastest driver yet per se. Neither can I confidently say yet that I am the fastest driver either. But yeah, my exit there was just a little bit bad. Track limits. Yeah, it's the ping that happens. It looks like they get track limits, but it's just the ping. It's a little bit annoying because I also get excited thinking they're going to get a penalty. Oh, Takumi. So slow there, dude. Okay, there we go. Now, at least I have some confidence that I'm faster, so I'm going to try and pass. Oh, such a bad exit from Takumi. Okay, well, if I'm complaining, I need to do something about it. So let's try our best to overtake them as soon as possible. It's a long race. There's 13 laps. We're actually catching up to the rest of the pack as well. Gap currently to first place is 2.6 seconds. So it's not a massive gap. We're still kind of in the race here. Takumi's also got a little bit of a slipstream ahead of him. So it's going to be not the easiest to overtake him. And we're on for the fastest lap. Can we grab the inside? Yes, we've got it. On the gas, on the gas. Ooh, he gets a bad exit. Come on. Let's get in front of him. And we're in front. Overtake made. Now let's catch up to the Audis ahead. Look at that gap we've opened up on them already. Already 4/10 gained on the driver in first. If I recall correctly, we were 2.8 seconds. Now we're 2.4. 2.3 actually. Now we're currently 1 second behind first place. They must have served the penalty. Look at that gap we've pulled. Wowee, fastest lap for us again. think dirty driving happened. Oh, no, come on, dude. Please. Up to second. I am max focus here right now. Tell you that much. Oof. Just take a breath. It's going defensive. I'm gonna dummy to the right. Ah, he didn't fall. He didn't fall for the dummy. Squeezes me outside. Not surprised. It was his corner. I think I might have done the same thing, to be fair. Up to second, ladies and gentlemen. When I kind of get a good run here, so that my slipstream can do the work for me. Keep him in the middle of the track. He's going to try force me to the right. He's going to go deep. Ah, he didn't. Car is definitely quicker in the corners, whereas the Viper's quicker in the straights. Going on the outside is a bad move, really. Just giving an opportunity for the guys at the back to catch up. Can we do it? Yeah. I think we can. I think we'll have a good enough run. Then I'm going to go defensive. Ooh, and these guys are going to battle each other now. And the Viper has the speed on the straights, so I'm not going to have to worry about them for very long. Oh, they were on the soft tires. Ladies and gentlemen, for starters, we were keeping up with guys who were on the soft tires. That is worth feeling pretty good about, I would say. Oh, dude, what on earth? No ways, that was a crazy dive bomb. I have no idea what that is, but that was not cool. But we'll play clean with dirty. Maybe I should have kept an eye and just been more defensive. Not done such a late apex. I tapped off there. I wasn't staying on the throttle because I'm not on for a fast. I'm not trying to get any fastest laps. I'm just trying to do as well as I can in the race. We're going to get a great run on him, yeah. He's slightly evasive off the slipstream. Oh, we're going to get such a good run, yeah. There's nothing that he's going to be able to do about this one. Nothing. He's already moving over. Please don't have the 4 GT on my inside. Yeah, he was just there, but... He's in the faster car on the corners, and we're still keeping up pretty well. Oh, Audi's tires wear is worse. Nice that you can see that. How can you see it? Ah, he's a squeezer. He's a squeezer, this guy. We're going to do the same battle over and over and over. Let me get a better run on him. I was so eager to go inside there and push him out, but then I backed out of it. I thought, let's be clean. Now, should I pit this lap? Get the undercut? I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to pit this lap. At least I'll have the track position. That was so slow there. He's going to pit. I'm going to do one more lap then. Actually, was that the right move? Jeez, I don't know. Let's put down a really good lap. Damn, I don't know if that was the right move. But maybe now that I have clean air, I'll be able to really put down some pace. We definitely put on a good lap so far. Jock, I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. Look, the driver that qualified first is using the same tactic as me, so either we're both idiots or we're both onto something. Cool. Racing softs, don't refuel. Whew. There is sweat on my steering wheel. This is an intense race. Okay, the Audi definitely gets wear a little bit earlier. Good to know, good to know. All right, we're on the No, we're on the softs now. Jeez, I was a little bit worried there for a second. Okay, here comes the driver. I think it's the Audi. It's the Audi. It is definitely the Audi. Ooh, and he's got a half a second penalty. It looks like we did the right strategy. Yeah, he's going to have to serve that penalty. I mean, he's got my slipstream now. My car's faster on the straights. Just shows you, he'll never be able to overtake me on the straights. Just because this car is so fast. Like, I think the R8's a little bit more fun to drive. than the Viper is, but the Viper's just got so much pace on the straights that it's just not a contention, like a contest. Yeah, I did get the overcut. I'm pretty stoked about that. Let's see, Mr. E8 stayed out quite long on those mediums. I don't think he got the overcut on me. Boys and girls, please excuse me while I focus and try and open up a gap to be more than a second ahead of the driver that's behind me, so that they're outside of my slipstream. Look at that exit. I'm going to do some slight evasive slipstream maneuvers. I'm going to drive a little bit sporadically. Just a little bit. Don't mind me. We are beyond the 1 second mark. With, I think, pretty much the freshest tires of the bunch, except for Mr. E8 that pitted, I think, quite late. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. Two tenths off of the fastest lap. We've got the pace. A good chance that the person at the fastest lap did got quite a good slipstream on the straight. Okay, they've caught up. It's because I'm not focusing. That corner matters so much, man. You really lose a lot of time over there if you make just a small mistake. Cool, look at that. We're almost at the 1 second mark again. I'm going to do some small evasive maneuvers here. Jeez, he really gains a lot from my slipstream, hey? Short shifted there, otherwise I would have gone too wide and got a penalty. He always gains quite a bit on me in that corner section. But it's just, the Viper is not quick through that corner section. I wonder if he came from the back. Yeah, because I don't really recognize his name. I didn't see him. You're completely right. I don't think I recall seeing him starting top 5. Okay, well, we are outside of the 1 second slipstream zone. So with 2 laps left, I think with a little bit of focus, we can seal the deal. Dominique, thank you very much for the 1999. I'm happy. Oopsie. I'm happy that I could be of entertainment for you, Dominique. This is the kind of racing that I was talking about. I love to bring some good racing to the table. And I know when I put practice in and I've got experience, I can really bring it to quite a few of the top drivers. To fight for podium is definitely something within our reach. And I'm so happy that you guys are here to join on this journey. Also, very nice to have you guys along with us and not just, you know, show you my highlight reel of my racing. But that was some good racing there, definitely some side by side. Even though that R8 was a little bit cheeky and dirty with these overtakes, at least I had some racing. For that, I'm grateful. Yeah, you're completely correct, Jock. Sectors 2 and 3. At least the high-speed sectors, not those low speeds. He really catches me on those low speeds. He's close now. I'm not really worried, to be honest with you. That's why I've kind of been taking it easy. I think Jock definitely races. He was telling me a few of his horror stories from the death chicane on Dragon Trail. Wow, Hegenzio, he actually got quite close. Close enough to make me think, should I have taken it easy? We're okay now, but ladies and gentlemen, what place did we start? 5th or 6th? And here we are. First place. Ah, yes. Very good. Very good. I'm so happy that you guys were a part of this. Oh yeah, Jock, the B class is not the most fun place to be. Yeah, that was very good. That was a pretty decent race. Nice. Well, hey. That was pretty good. I think compulsory thanks for the race is necessary. But Hegenzio was definitely quick. I'll be very curious to see where they qualified. Because if they came from the back of the pack, man, that's skills. That's skills for sure. But ladies and gentlemen, you will have to insert more coins. That's hilarious. I am done for the evening. This will be my last stream. I'm not used to racing this much, so my wrists are a little bit sore. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. It was really cool doing this first stream with you guys. Yeah, it was awesome. So thank you so much. Thanks for joining. Thank you for the donations, but most of all, thanks for the engagement. I loved hearing your or seeing your messages. And till the next time, I'll definitely be doing more streams. So keep an eye out for the future ones.